Now, one of all three of them men helped me pick my boy up off that floor. The young lady that was there with his dad, she grabbed my son under his arms, and I grabbed him by his legs, and we toted my child out that house. We toted him out the house. Not none of them, so that's why I screamed and I told everybody that would listen to me. No one would listen. I feel like it was a setup. Yes, I do. I do. I don't know what the how the one motherfucking shooter, one person, how the he knew, like in a matter of 15 minutes to come to my house.
What's up, everyone? It is Jaydayoungan'S here. How are you all doing today? Jaydayoungan'S mother, Tish, is breaking her silence after 3 years and speaking on the day her son, Jaydayoungan, lost his life in his hometown while sitting on her front porch with his dad.
That evening. Well, when Jay's dad came, everything happened real quickly. Dad came by the house with these two other gentlemen. Well, Jay was going to pay the guys. Was supposed to be giving them money to do whatever work he was going to have them do. I don't know. And the money, he had got $8,000 out of the $10,000 band. He left $2,000 sitting on the bed. He had told me he was going to, pay the guys. He was going to holler at his daddy for a minute. Okay. Now, I told my daughter. My daughter was 12 years old at the time. Jay went outside with his dad. All this happened real quickly because Jay wasn't even outside 20 good minutes. I told my daughter, excuse me, someone's calling me through Messenger. I told my daughter to go get the mail out the mailbox. Well, my daughter went. Jay, his father, and the two other gentlemen, all four of them were sitting on the porch. My daughter went out there, got the mail. She came back in the house. When she came back in the house, I met her at the door, was getting ready to walk up the little stairway. Within that brief time, by the time we hit the front room, all I heard was do. And I just looked, and I immediately took off running to the side door. Well, by the time I made it to the side door, my son was already coming through the mother door. He pushed me against the wall. I hit the wall. He swung over, and he said, "Mama, close the door." So I heard him close the door. When I'm locking the door. I'm like, what the is going on? And when I turned and looked, all I seen was my son standing there with holes all in his body. Of course, as a mother, I lost it. I'm screaming. I'm panicking. And the only thing my son said was, "Mama, just get me to the hospital." We both walked in my room. I'm trying to find my keys. I done emptied my whole purse on the floor. My daughter's in shock. She's standing there screaming to the top of her lungs. He never cried out. He never screamed. He never panicked. He said, "Mama, get me to the hospital." By this time, I hear a knock at the side door. So I peek around, and it was his dad at the door. Well, when all this happened, his dad had a chick with him. She was in the car. When the shots and everything rung out, she hid on the floor of the car. Well, his dad, the chick, the young lady, and the two other guys, I opened the door, they come inside. Jay was leaning against the dresser, standing in my room still. He was like, "Y'all, get me to the hospital, y'all." I'm screaming because I can't find my keys. I'm like, "Y'all, we got to get him to the hospital." Well, Jay walked away from my dresser, and then by this time, he just kneeled. He took a knee on the floor. He was like, "Y'all, come on, get me to the hospital." And he just laid out on the floor. So, I'm screaming. And I'm going to say this. This is what the I don't know. And y'all, people wonder why I went silent after my son's death. My son laid out on the floor. He's dead weight. I couldn't pick him up by myself. I'm screaming. "Please help me. Help me pick my baby up off this floor." I grabbed my son by the legs. His dad was standing there. His dad got shot on the leg. That was it. His dad was standing there. One of the guys made 2-3 of his dad. He's standing there. The other white man that was with him, he just pacing back and forth. They just stood there and looked at me without a care in the world. Now, one of all three of them men helped me pick my boy up off that floor.
As most of you may know, Jaydayoungan passed away on a Wednesday, July 27, 2022, a few days after his birthday. His dad got shot as well, but he survived. He told law enforcement that a black truck pulled up and 3 people got out of that truck with guns. He said he and Jaydayoungan tried running inside the house, but 2 more people with guns approached from the side of the property, and that is when it all happened. But according to law enforcement, they believe only one suspect was involved.
And do all this. Now, I can't say who did what, when, well, nothing. What I can say is that God don't sleep and he sees and knows all. And he says, "Vengeance is mine." And I know that anybody that had anything to do with this, and whatever happens, they will pay. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but they will pay. We got my baby out there house. We managed to get him on back of the dude's truck. By that time, I'm holding my son. He's still here. He asked me, he said, what car wreck? He asked me where my daughter was. I hadn't already told my daughter to go in the bathroom, lock the door, hide. I don't know what's going on. Somebody gonna try to come back. No, nothing. All this happens quickly. He asked me what my daughter was. He said he wanted some water. He was like, Kyra. I said, she in the house, baby. I said, just hang in there. Fight. Just hang in there. I'm holding my child. He still didn't cry out. He looked up at me. He said, Mama. He smiled. He said, Mama. He kissed me on my jaw, my left cheek. He said, Mama, I love you, but I'm not going to make it. Put yourself in my shoes.